Digital literacy, I think, gives me an advantage as an applied anthropologist, because one of the things that I think the social sciences in general offer is insight into the difference between what people say they do and what they actually do.
Digital literacy is very important. It has helped me evolve throughout my career. The speed of change is increasing, and it is very important to welcome the change and to stay abreast of the changes to stay relevant.
I think it's really important to know what tools and what mediums are we using to communicate a story.
Maybe I should present this information in a new way. Maybe I can make a graphic about it. Maybe I can just share a photo montage or a video.
The more complex things get, the more we want simplicity. So part of the reason why is because we're inundated with information all the time. And so to process and screen that information, we have to have things that simplify our lives.
The question then is not just, can I read a passage of text and understand, well, this is where that's coming from, and that person or that author might be motivated by X, Y, or Z. Not so much an issue of how do I tell fake news from real news, but actually just having information literacy that's able to keep up with an information landscape that's always evolving.
I would definitely say that CLA stressed the importance of staying digitally literate. So, staying on top of developing technologies and being comfortable and confident using them.
I've found that over time, even pitching at technology companies, everybody wants to see what the new coolest thing is. We're building in artificial reality into our platform, which will allow you to be able to just point your phone at a screen that showed that you're watching and click on it, and you'll get product information. So that's the next phase of it. And so I have to be literate, digitally literate, in order to explain how that works, and also explain to my coders what the process is going to be. You don't need to necessarily understand how it functions by opening it up and seeing the circuit board in there, but you definitely at least need to know the tools that are out there at your disposal and what is going to make your job or the pursuits and the things that you want to do to improve your life and your career better, what technology and what digital components you need to infuse into that to improve.
The technology that has evolved and changed our business in the last 3 years has really been the increased use of mobile devices. We were sort of in the right place at the right time, right before mobile really took off, and so we just took right off with it.
It's starting to create a whole new kind of human experience around that, because we can't, like the typewriter, you used to be able to do this and the little keystrokes would come up. Now it's almost like you get a little magic thing in your phone, and now it's a matter of the personal responsibility you have for that.
Knowing how to tease out the right information from a media landscape that's increasingly saturated with no shortage of information, but not always the right information, I think is a skill set that's going to pay dividends for years and years to come.
In hiring, obviously, when you're hiring for a tech company, it's important to have people who are digitally literate, but I do believe it expands beyond that. Even when I'm looking at people who are in marketing, when I'm looking at people who are in communications, and we've hired a marketing company, they have to understand digital nowadays. They have to understand how to reach the broadest audience for the least amount of money.
We know that the retail world is changing so much, and we have found that you have to get ahead of technology, and you have to be comfortable with it changing frequently, and you can't get stuck in your old ways. You have to look to what's next, and you have to experiment and be willing to take risks.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, no matter what you're doing with your liberal arts degree, I think technology is going to be woven in some way, and you greatly benefit from being comfortable and literate in the digital space.